We are live, all right. We're gonna give this a shot like this. Probably just see my logo for now. We'll wait and see if anyone gets notified. Maybe someone will come in and hang out. Pretty wild Friday. What is it? 9:15 out here, West Coast. There it is. I see YouTube is. There's Monisha. What's going on? Ooh, the queens are in the house. We got Juliana McGill, Monisha Moxley. What is up? Look at that. Watch out. Heads up. Uh-oh. I guess I can't take the logo off. I'm trying to see if I could put myself on the screen. Huh. Pushing buttons over here. What's up, Brian? Good evening. Brian, so we'll kick it off like this. What's up, Dragonfly? And you'll probably be able to hear my sister upstairs. Actually, I want to congratulate her because she hit some sort of milestone over on TikTok. So she's blowing up over there. I don't know exactly what happened over there, but we were kind of celebrating for her the other day. I'll find out and I'll come over and share with y'all. Let's see, you're trying to be a good kid tonight and get your chores done early. Yeah, I won't hang out too long. Haven't made a live in a minute. Yup. Yeah, I haven't been live in a minute, Brian. And so, Brian, really quick, since you're uh on the really on the beach there, I was gonna say on the coast, but so earlier tonight there was a speed chase. I shared it in the posts. It's a recent post, and come to find out, it started off a few blocks down from the shop. So you know our shop is on Olympic, and what's up, Wagwan Rid? Rid, not sure if you seen the speed chase earlier. I know you follow the speed chases, and for those that have no idea what we're talking about, we're talking about a police chase, and we do follow them. We have streamed them before, and when I can, I'll share other streamers that are streaming local speed chases. And this one started a few blocks down from our shop on Rowan and Olympic, and we're on Indiana and Olympic. But I didn't find out till later that it started there. What had happened a little bit. No, I'm actually probably a little baked. That's probably why, Juliana. And maybe I'm far away from the phone. Thank goodness I haven't. Here, I got wood right here too. I'm gonna knock on it. Haven't been sick in a long time. Um, yeah. So the chase start, but check this out. I was hanging outside of the shop, and my brother and I were, and we noticed two vehicles. Uh, One was honking at another one, like really loud, and the other car just kind of merged in front of it, and we're like, "Uh oh, there's gonna be some road rage happening here." Because just a simple thing like that, like honking, whatever, a bad look, right, could get you caught up real quick, and I'm sure that that could happen anywhere. No one likes being honked at, and and so we noticed that, and we're like, "Uh oh, something's gonna happen." I was like, I even mentioned, I was like, "Uh oh, he's gonna catch him at the light." And so they kept going, but soon after that, a few minutes, not even 5 minutes after that, a bunch of law enforcement units were flying down Olympic towards where those cars went. And so my brother and I were like, oh, something happened, you know? And so he actually jumped in his car to go string it. He went like a stringer to go see what was going on. But and I was like, all right, I just went about closing up the shop. And then I noticed online they were a couple of channels I follow were streaming it, and still had no idea it had started. It was the car that we're talking about here, the honking situation. I didn't find that out till later. I got home and I was like, oh, wow. My sister actually let me know. And if you check out it was a wild one, y'all. So there was 3 kids in the car. I don't know the status of the kids. Hopefully they're doing okay. What's up, Roger? Hopefully the kids are okay. But it didn't end good. And he actually drove from there. He ended up towards Malibu. So that's right near Brian S here in the chat. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't think it was, maybe it was road rage, who knows, but I don't know. It sounds like maybe there's more to it because kids being in the car and everything. So anyway, ended up towards Malibu, and you could check it out. It was a gnarly crash. The dude gets out barefoot, I believe, starts running up a hill, starts climbing fences, ends up in a like an open field, and is running all over the place. Climbed through some barbed wires. All right. And what's up, Jonacide? Just talking about a wild speed chase that happened right outside. Sounded like it started down the block from the smoke shop and ended up in Malibu, and it just got really intense. So I don't know again the status of the kids. Hopefully they're doing well, but just a little heads up there. And actually earlier this morning there was another incident a few blocks down. It was a vehicle like a SUV versus the metro train, and I think it tossed the car over to the well-known King Taco. You know, people in LA know where you know about King Taco. And I know y'all love tacos out there. Just a little heads up. What's up, Hillbilly Herb? And that guy crashed into the King Taco sign, which is a huge sign, and that thing fell completely over. That was earlier this morning, so I was like, oof. Someone else drove into a car and into a house. So I knew it was gonna be a wild Friday, but overall it's pretty good at the shop. What's up, Ivy Ramirez? And if you want to check out that chase we were just talking about, again, it's in the post section on my channel. So viewer discretion be advised. And yeah, Smoke and Scan is on right now. And so we'll probably, who knows, you might have another chase later on tonight. Still got what? It's 9, gonna be 9:30 here. Some of those news choppers stay out till about maybe 10, 10:30, 11. Yeah, pack it. Yeah, definitely lit a few up already. That's why Juliana thought I was sounding sick, but it's probably because the little smoke session we had right now. Let's see. The other night I ran up the mountain, ran up the Angeles National Forest just to hang out off the side of the road there, and was testing the thermal. So I was gonna show. I shouldn't have put the logo on. Dang it. Let's see. I'm gonna press another button here. See what happens. Watch out. Let's see. 49-second short was uploaded. What? Okay. I guess I just took a short clip there. Let's see. That sucks that you can't show my face now. Let's see. Let's try this. Oh, there we go. We got something going. Aha. Cool. Can y'all see that? You're blowing boogers out with you guys and probably chiming out of the barn. Right on. You have a blessed night, Juliana, if you're checking out. So working on videos. I think I finally got stuff backed up. So I think I could erase stuff. I got a terabyte of stuff of space here. And I got this pretty much filled up. Hard drive. And so I just want to confirm that this is holding basically pretty much everything that's in there before I start deleting and moving stuff around there. Put the new camera to work. It's all dusty still. New camera to me. It's an old camera, but and not the greatest of cameras, but it came through because I was talking about I ran out of data on my phone, and had been talking about some new gadgets. Might as well get into this. Uh, we did a trip up to Northern California recently. What up, Digger Dog? Need at least 5 terabytes. All right, gotcha. Yeah, leave me any comments on the computer stuff. I'll probably have to reach out to Gerald. He's my go-to guy. He's been helping me a lot with things, so much love to Gerald and Jane for all their help. But yeah, I got to use some of these new gadgets. This is one of them here. Let's see. Let's see if I could get this going for you guys. Basically almost like it's a pad, like an iPad, or what do you guys call them? Let's see. I'm gonna put a password in here really quick. All right. So yeah, look, you can YouTube on there. But what I wanted to show you, let's see, where are you? Here. Look at that. So it's a thermal unit too. And yeah, it's not, for long range, but this is cool if you're sitting around base camp, and again, it's bright also, so keep that in mind. It does light up the spot if you're in the dark. But yeah, it's super cool. You could change from hot white to, let's see, you got all the little settings up here. And it's called the armor pad. You could take video, pictures. Here we go. Like, change the colors here. You have these options. Let's see, white hot, iron bow, rainbow, aurora, cold blue, red hot. What's up, Gerald? I was just mentioning you. I didn't know if you heard me, but yeah, this is the armor pad. So I took a little bit of footage with this. Again, it's not the greatest for long distance. And I've been seeing some guys posting some video of thermal cameras, FLIRs, I believe they're using. And it was brought to my attention this time around to use the white hot. If you're trying to get some Bigfoot stuff, that white hot is the best. And I think that weird little clip we got last time was red hot, which is still kind of, still get that white, but it's red hot. It's not too bad. Let's see. You're gonna be in the shop tomorrow or Sunday. Still need to get it. Yeah, come on by, bro. We take Mondays off now. But yeah, I'm usually there every day. Heidi was supposed to come by today, but she didn't. It's all good. I totally get it. It was hot as hell. It's still hot as hell. So sure, super cool. This is fun. Been having fun with that. But another gadget we were talking about, I was talking about it for months, and had had that pad for a while there now. Just hadn't busted it out. I was talking a whole lot about it, but we're finally busting it out now that I've got to use it in the field. But look, this is by AGM also, which is a company that's been stepping up above FLIR now. It seems like a lot of guys are switching to their thermals. I got a smaller unit, but this is basically it's a rifle scope, and it's badass. This is definitely for long range. Oh yeah, Hillbilly Herb. That's a thermal unit, so it picks up any heat. And I didn't show you right there, but when it picks up heat, it actually has some specs and stuff that I'm not. It tells you like the degrees, the temperatures, and stuff like that. It's very interesting. What's Juliana saying? Sucks for me. I can't have a firearm during hunting season, and and have technology like that in California. No, no go on the regulations by Dorothy. Oh man, that sucks. So what, like you're not allowed to use this hunting? There's well, yeah, you're not. I don't know what the hunting. I guess it depends what you're hunting, but definitely use this. And someone asked, let's see, it was P&W. Is it P&W Hikes? Recently subscribed to their channel, and his buddy, he's got a buddy named Glenn. Cheers, Glenn. uh, he was asking me what was the range on this, and I told him 900 and something, but I think this one is actually 1200, or it might be 1800 yards. This baby pops off right there. And when I first got to Bluff Creek, I hadn't used it anywhere, so I had to figure things out, and it took me a while just because I was caught up using everything else. It took me almost like a week in before I started using this, and I thought I had some great deer footage. There was one night, it was a bunch of us out, doing some night stuff on a road, and some deer came walking towards us. They basically walked to us. It was weird. It was like five deer, and actually a subscriber from up that way recently mentioned. He asked me, "Have you noticed that the deer are really coming close to people and stuff like that?" And it made him think that something like something may be around. And I was like, "Dude, you're totally right, because that happened to us." But anyway, let's see. Heads up. Boom, there I am. There I is. All right, we got the camera going. So this is let's see, and we do have a FLIR still. Thanks to Midwest Night Watchers in the chat. He actually did some surgery on my FLIR unit. So for the FLIR guys, yeah, we still carry one around, and usually this comes in handy when someone doesn't have one. It's like, boom, here you go. You got a thermal unit. And that one only goes so far too, but it was a good to start off with. Had this what going on maybe 7 years now. I don't know, something like that. Long time. What up, TR? That was me, man. Did you see what I said about the fire up here? Oh yeah, TR. Yeah, yeah. I caught you about the fires. Juliana McGill's been keeping me up on the fires. Who else? Gasky Mike on YouTube. He's up at a Gasky, and I've been keeping up with him. Someone there was a Gasky Mike actually posted. He got really good drone footage. Someone went off of what highway is it? But they went basically almost went into the Smith River. It was a Lay's potato chip, Lay's potato chip truck, and luckily the guy lived. And we hear that a lot on 299. How when cars go over, and yeah, usually it's not, you don't make it out of that. But the Lay's, the Lay's truck didn't make it completely into the river, so they were able to yeah, get it out of there. And dude lived. I was like, whoa. Smith River. Check out Gasky Mike on YouTube. And you spell that. Someone spelled it's like gasket. Spell Gasky for us. And let's see. Fire's about 3-4 miles from Beans Camp. Uh-oh. So yeah, we'll have some. We went over to Beans Camp this time around. It's always quiet there. But our buddy Todd Samples, who I got to hang out with quite a bit. He squatches that area a whole lot, and so I got quite a bit of footage with Todd. Got to spend like about a week almost with him. So this is the first time I ever spent that time with him. He's had sightings there, and he spent several days at Beans Camp before we hooked up. So yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, we still got fires going on out here too. There's been several, throughout the counties out this way also. Yeah, Digger Dog, Gasket Mike. What's Juliana saying? I definitely cannot be hunting and have to. Oh, you're saying looking for. Oh, okay, gotcha. They've been flying huge 747 fire bomber up from Sacramento to dump on it. Good, yeah, no, and I on one of my live streams, and we'll go back to doing live streams once I get this hard drive and laptop thing situated. Uh, I had reported a few months back on Humboldt County, I believe, getting a new uh I forget what the model of airplane was, but Cal Fire, I believe it was, out of up that way, got a new airplane. So hopefully they're putting that to use as well. Let's see, your buddy is up on fire crew up there. Still, I told him keep an eye out for the big man. Yep, or any tales of him. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, fire crews are another one interesting when you hear stories from them. I've heard a few. Actually, one guy when I was in Oregon, we are getting tacos at some spot, and they were. I noticed there were some fire guys, and so I asked him about Bigfoot, and one guy was like, "Yeah, at a hack." He was like, "Happy Camp." He's like, out there they call him the super magic man. Vaudevillain, what up? Yeah, much love, bro. Love that. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, so Vaudevillain was with me when the beginning of that speed chase happened. We were talking in the beginning of the stream. If you missed that, go check it out. Don't forget to check that chase out if you're into that type of stuff. And I've seen Juliana and who else? TR, all my NorCal fam, Digger Dog. Who else is up north? Yeah, Humboldt County's had some. Well, I saw, what was that flash? Is that a bug flying by? Something happened there. Um, yeah, Hillbilly Herb calling Mr. Magic, Mr. Magic Man. Yeah, I thought that was a super cool share. And from forestry, actually, there were some forestry guys. Um, Gustavo, cheers. The pilots flying those big passenger plane water tankers got skills. Yeah, man. Did you see the pet deer? Did you see the pet deer at Beans Camp? All right, this is getting interesting. I was just talking about Beans Camp and Todd. So Todd Samples has a friendly deer at Beans Camp that walks up to him all the time. It says it's been there for years. I think somebody hand raised it and dropped it off there. Yeah, every time I go there, yes. Yes, I think yeah, we know the deer, the exact deer yeah, man. That is hilarious, bro. Trip out. Yeah, Todd Samples. So Todd Samples, you can check him out. He's on YouTube as look, we got his card right here. Actually, we got a few cards. Cliff Barackman there here. I'm gonna share Todd Samples' there you go. Bigfoot Wilderness Research. And if you see that print there, that's a snow print that he got a trackway. If you don't know about Todd Samples, he's featured on Small Town Monsters. Talk about it all the time. But he found a trackway in the snow up on the Go Road, and look, he's using it there. But anyway, he goes by Bigfoot Wilderness Research on YouTube, and he's got a email there if you need to get a hold of him. And we're gonna continue sending prayers. I've been praying for Brother Todd. He had some health issues, and we all have some sort of health issues going on. We all need prayers, but yeah, we're sending him vibes. So if y'all pray, send some prayers out to him. Go subscribe over to his channel. You know, they do really good stuff all around the Bluff Creek area, and yeah, it was again super cool to hang out with him. And he showed me a lot of his areas, which was super cool. You know, a lot of Bigfooters don't do that. You know, we talked about it before. Mushroom pickers. What else? People do that all the time with stuff. They don't show you everything, or they don't show you anything. Especially with Bigfooting, you know, areas and stuff like that. A lot of people could be very private about stuff. And nah, but he was all open, and we were bouncing all over those hills. And so I can't wait to show you all that. And of course, you know, I want to be able to put something, it could be like a 10-hour thing. I took as much footage as possible with different devices. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the thermal unit that you're probably not going to see because it's just a bunch of stuff and there's nothing happening, but it's just, you know, put it to use. and yeah, we're running till the batteries are dead, recharging the next morning, and keeping it going. And again, we're up there for more than 2 weeks, and yeah, so that deer is well known, and that's interesting that you say that. Maybe I don't feed. Yeah, you don't feed wildlife. It's not fair to descend. Okay, yeah, everyone has their. But I think. But if it walks up to you, it's like I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, what do you do? It's like you want to share something with it, right? But you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, and I know a lot of you aren't into this, but I've been hearing, and I think did I talk about it on the last live? Also, when I was up on the mountain, Angeles National Forest, I tried going live. I saw I was able to go live for a few seconds. The live was showing me that I was on a lot longer, but not all that recorded. So it was weird. And I was talking about another incident because people race up and down. It's Highway 2, Angeles Crest Highway. People race like people with like legit racing cars. There's a lot of that street racing out here. They race up and down that mountain, so it's super dangerous. And just the same night that I went up there, and I shared this in the post. Also, this is several days ago. Someone, I think it was two people in a car, fell 1,000 feet, and luckily they had an iPhone. Like we got here, we've been talking about some of the features on the iPhone. Uh, One of them that came to use this time around, being up there too, was that we were able to message in certain areas. So like Beans Camp, you might be, I don't think you actually get signal there, but you might be able to get some up on the road. And there's certain areas, right? Like the cell site. We call it the cell site because you get service there. So there's little spotty areas, but actually, like at Louse Camp, there's no service there. But my nephew, last time we were up at Angeles National Forest, he showed me that you could send messages via satellite with your iPhone. I'm not sure if you could do that with your Samsungs yet, and you might want to look into that. Also, they have another feature is the SOS feature, which a lot of people that go into the woods should carry. I think some sort of they call them transponders or uh, I forget the names of them, but anyway, Garmin usually has them. I used to have a InReach one, and sometimes you have to pay for a plan or whatever. But the iPhones now have the SOS feature, which will work and supposedly in remote areas also. So which is super cool, but it's also probably smart to double up. Still have one of those spot devices, transponders. What else do we call them? I should know this. Jeez. Uh, what up, Jessica? What up, Diesel? We're here just chatting away. Talked about a crazy speed chase earlier. I'll bring that up again in case anyone missed it. Check out the beginning of the stream. Izzy Pop, what's up? I need to catch up with you. I've been seeing Scully's lives. Need to catch up with everyone. What else? So we're talking about see Beans Camp. Oh, so another the SOS feature on that phone. So those people that fell 1,000 feet, luckily, so iPhone has this other feature that'll notify uh emergency, some sort of authorities or something like that, when you have an accident. So when they fell that 1,000 feet, and luckily I don't they lived. That's another amazing one. Uh that feature kicked off and they were able to get help. And if it weren't for that, they probably who knows what the situation would be. But yeah, that happened the same night I went up that mountain. I tell you, it's almost every time I've gotten footage of rescues from up there, and there's rescues all the time. I share 'em, share those out in the posts also when the news reports on them. So gnarly mountain up there, and it's pretty quiet. There's a couple of owls. There's one clip that I did take with the scope here, the rifle scope. That was interesting. There was two little objects, and maybe there were some sort of night bird or something. I don't know. I didn't see any wings flapping, but I shared that in a video. So if you go to the videos, you'll see. And these things zip by. They were flying by. Got my attention. I was scanning ridge tops for the super magic man. and and yeah, these two. Well, at first it was one, and so I got it and started following it. It was going pretty fast, and then it started dropping like towards the mountain and the complete other side of the mountains. And then the second little one pops up. You could kind of catch it, and they just kind of go off the screen. So I don't know if maybe the camera couldn't pick up the rest of it. It was a little odd, but who knows? Could be night birds or whatever. But then we caught what I felt was some owls too. So that's always fun when you could capture wildlife and stuff. Let's see. Who else? Oh, Jackie Barnes, what up? How you doing? Good evening. Hope you're well. We're just here chatting away, talking about the Wild Friday today. And I don't know, I kind of felt like heading up the mountain really quick, maybe doing that side road stuff. Who knows? I gotta get a little something to eat. But I did want to show these gadgets. Another one is that's also been super fun and it's cool for sky watching. You know, it's not bad. Is the Psionics. This is the Aurora Black. This is night vision. I've had this for quite a bit. And then so, you know, the footage is awesome too when you put in a video. But if you could capture something with it, super cool. But this I wouldn't, for like trying to look into the darkness, you do need it comes with a little flashlight to boost it up. Uh, and I actually a buddy of ours, Grantavius Maximus, hooked us up with another UV flashlight, a huge one, actually one that he uses for his business. And so if you really want to light stuff up and don't mind putting that beam out there, I mean, yeah, people talk about Bigfoot don't like yeah, I don't think anyone likes a flashlight pointed directly at them. So that's probably what it is, but who knows? I think if they want to make an appearance, they'll do it whether you're flashing a UV light or whatever, infrared. Let's see. I'm missing a lot of comments. I'm just kind of flowing here. And y'all chop it up here. There's a TR. Feel free to follow some channels. And if you got a channel to share, I always encourage people to post them links, share them hot links. Let's see. In the Northwest California, we have oh yeah, the flying squirrel. So that's another one. I had gotten some footage from Beans Camp and it was on thermal. This was last year, and it was like I thought it was like some sort of night bird I wasn't aware of. But this thing was zipping around. It's got to be it's got to be a night bird because there's these night birds that I noticed because I got them on Game Cam this time also, along with these orbs I'm calling. Some of it, yeah, might be dust and bugs, but I think there's some weird stuff going on at Laos Camp. Stay tuned, folks. It's gonna be fun once we get to that footage. But yeah, TR man, it's super cool that you're out that way. You know exactly. I mean, you're local, so you know those. There it is, hot links from Diesel. Yes, Jessica. And you know what? I've been binge watching a whole lot of Flash of Beauty, and props to them. They've been doing a lot of good work, a lot of good documentaries there. They've been getting into the orbs, orbs, and actually, Toby and his queen. Did we talk about this? They just dropped a video called Bluff Creep, and they went up to Bluff Creek, and I'm wondering when they went. Maybe it was after or before we did this time around, and because we missed them. And there was a couple other people that were supposed to be up that way. I believe Mike Wanders. Y'all check him out. He does a lot of solo backpacking into Bigfoot hotspots, and I enjoy watching his videos. Too bad we missed him. Would have been cool to meet him, but yeah, no, there's a lot of interesting people that showed up this time around. Sailor Sasquatch and the usual suspects, of course. Um, there's Verax. What's up, Verax? Ricky Garochi, upstate. Yeah, has flying squirrels too. Yeah, flying squirrels is super cool. I know they're in the redwoods. They got to be in the redwoods too. That's where I think I was more familiar with them, but I didn't know they were up towards Bluff Creek. It was a week of the 8th. Toby and Alicia, oh, of July. No, it couldn't have been July. It had to be this month. So check it out, Jackie Barnes. So they called it Bluff Creep because it was they got a bunch of paranormal stuff happen. Recently, Tate Hieronymus, and we'll see if he appears here. Let's summon Tate. Maybe we can make his ears burn. Chiro Sounds. Much love to you, Chi. So Tate and let's see, the tall ones on YouTube, Brent Brent Dill, were recently on Sasquatch Secrets on Nikki's channel, and they were talking about their experience because they were up there. We were all there together, and if you listen to the interview, I'm like, whoa, well, I don't know. I don't want to say like there was stuff that everyone experiences stuff differently, right? So they kind of explained, but they had a weird situation. I don't think they mentioned it. There was a big boulder on the road. They were driving up to like from Laos Camp to Laird Meadow, and sometimes you'll find boulders on the road sometimes, but the past few years they've been really keeping the roads clean. And but they said they were coming back and noticed that there was a pretty big boulder. I'm all stuttering there. But big boulder on the road, and that they didn't notice on the way up there. So that was pretty interesting. And if that really happened, and they were questioning it, they're pretty skeptical, and they like to really dissect things. If you know them, but yeah, that really got them going, and I was like, dude, that's interesting. So eventually I should have took a picture of the boulder, but I did check it out. I was like, oh, that's got to be it right there. And yeah, they didn't see any drag marks or anything. It was almost like it was placed. It didn't fall from anywhere. You do get slides there. And what's up, Roger Blair? Cheers to you. You've actually been to Al Moon. Oh wow, super cool, Jackie. Are you in any? If you're in any of the videos, let us know. Drop some links. We want to check you out, Jackie. But yeah, Jackie has been to the Al Moon Labs, which is super cool. So Toby and his queen. As soon as I started checking out the video, when Tate, when I first got to Bluff Creek, Tate was there first. He was the first one, and this was the day. This was July 6th. And he told me, he's like, hey, I had an episode of sleep paralysis, and I mentioned it on Jessica's show, and I was like, oh really? But for him, sleep paralysis has nothing to do with a succubus, has nothing to do with the old hag, with shadow people. He doesn't believe in any of that. He just believes there's a scientific explanation for it, which I'm sure there is. But I do also believe on a spiritual level there's something going on there. So I was like, all right. So I put that in my notes. Actually, a week later, I almost had an episode. It was daytime. I went to for some reason I felt really tired. I went to my tent, took everything out, and the sun was kind of what had woke me up was like I think the sun was starting to hit the tent too, but I was laying face down, and actually my legs were sticking out of the tent, so I had the everything open, and I started to feel that the sleep paralysis starting to kick in. And I was like, oh I'm feeling it. I was like, dude, snap out, and I was able to pull myself out of it, and so that was interesting. And there was other things, a bunch of other stuff that I mentioned on Jessica's show that had happened. Um, there was obviously those gnarly lights that happened behind my tent and the foul smell on one of those on that occasion. I got the really bad stench a second time. I don't know what it was. This is the first time I've been going up there for years, never smelled anything bad like that. And it happened twice. And one of the times was with these weird lights behind my tent, and I don't think it was other campers. So, and there's a video of that. You could check out Jessica Jones's. If she's still in here, you could drop that link, Jessica. It was a good show, and I'm thankful for letting me drop everything there because it was still fresh on my mind. And of course, there was a couple of the things that I didn't touch on, and I have video of this stuff, so this will be coming out. Was Toby and his girl also mentioned about like weird machinery, almost like sound, and we got that. I mentioned that I think on Jessica's is the hum or I mentioned it on someone else's show. And we're gonna be coming up. I got invites to a couple of more shows here, so I'm excited for that. We'll let you know when we find out. We'll drop them links. But yeah, there was the humble hum, which is this low humming, vibrating sound that has I've heard it before in Humboldt County when I lived up there. And yeah, I've talked about it with other people, and the people, the locals were like, yeah, we call it the Humboldt hum, and that's what it was. It was happening right there, and that was at what we call the berm, which is the trail down to the Patterson Gimlin film site. On one particular night, Tate and I spent the night there, so we did an overnight there at the berm, and nothing really happened. You know, Tate did his knocks and some yells and stuff, which I don't do. Maybe if I, you know, get a wild hair somewhere, I might do it. But let's see, that might be the hum in the Bay Area. Well, yeah, see, it's interesting because I think even out here, it's been reported in other places, other states as well. And we were getting that hum there. So that was interesting that happened that night. And I tried recording, it was happening in the morning too. That was a pretty intense night. I felt like something was around, but nothing ever really happened or popped out. But the hum was happening. So going back, one particular night at Laos camp, there was some friends of ours, and one of them is a lady, and she noticed some flickering lights up across the creek and up on like some trees there, and I noticed it too. It looked like maybe if someone was backing up and had pressed the brakes a couple of times, and it just like flashed because it was getting it was dusk, but you could really like see it. Or it looked like if there was like those shiny like street reflectors, and someone had put some of those on the trees there, and light hit it. It lit up like that, so it was almost like the square, real red light, and it just flickered a couple times, and it happened twice. And I didn't say anything until she mentioned something, and I was like, yeah, I seen that too. And I looked around to see if there's any cars or anything that could have caused that, and I couldn't figure it out. It was really weird. Moments after that, down the creek was this bright light. Again, Tate, who's very skeptical, spotted it. He didn't mention any of this stuff on the show with Nikki. It would have been great. And it was just lit up. It looked like a car was driving literally on the creek or something, which you can't do. And he thought maybe it was just a moonlight, but I don't think it was moonlight. And for some reason, you know, I should have popped the camera out, maybe gone to go look and figure it out. But we were just caught up in conversation, and sometimes you don't. I don't know. You don't want to weird people out either, especially those that aren't into it. So severe dehydration. Let's see. I heard a strange siren while out once. Oh, damn. Let's see. Where did I hear? Someone recently posted something like that where they were somewhere and they set off some sirens. I was like, whoa, that sounds creepy. Let's see. It is pretty common for big rocks and boulders to be in the road. Yes, the San Andreas Fault on the coast nearby is activity every day. It only takes a minor 2-point quake to make the rocks roll off the bank. Yeah. Yeah, we have the, what is it, the trifecta out there, right? It's 3 plates. And yeah, what was it? Was it last year or earlier this year that you guys got the 7.0 earthquake up there in Humboldt? The Ring of Fire. You getting into some hot sauce, Rid? What's going on, bro? You all right? Who's some YouTuber? I follow a few YouTubers that do hot sauce and stuff. And one of them just posted a short recently. I think he said he's like, "Don't be the king of the ring, yeah, don't be the lord of the ring of fires," or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, they have that hum in the Bay Area. Yeah, bro, it's weird. So I don't know if they're like, is it Agartha? Shangri-La, what do they call it? The underworld. Xibalba. Ah, that's what they call the earthquake faults. Yeah. Yep. That's right. And don't forget, we were talking about that volcano supposedly, I don't know if it erupted or not already, but off the coast of Oregon. Yep. And then what else did I want to touch on? So yeah, putting videos together. It's probably gonna be maybe a series. We'll do a little series just to try and share all that as much of the footage as possible. And a lot of it, of course, there ain't Bigfoot jumping out and stuff like that. But no, we'll get into a lot of the different areas that I got to check out for the first time too, and just learning more about that area. You know, I've been going for years, but there's a lot of areas I have not seen, a lot of things I learn every time I go. And I love going there. And so people talk about, is there Bigfoot activity there? Like, yeah, I think, there's stuff going on, but they're not, you know, it's not like it's not like you see Patty walking all over the place. It's not like that. Happened for sure. That's for sure. So, yeah, I think it was pretty active. At least my experience was this time around. And again, we'll show it in the video. We'll try to do our best, and maybe I'll do some narrating and just yeah, sharing the information like I am here, so it makes sense, or at least we'll try to we won't be making sense, but we'll try to make some sense out of it. A lot of times my older videos are just raw, just going out there, and there was some times where I put some longer videos together, but I think these are going to be some longer vids, and again, just showing a lot of stuff that normally you don't see, just a lot of driving around there, different areas. And I like to record too, just in case. I like to go back through video. You never know when one of these is acting like a stump squatch, and maybe it's really one of them. Actually, we did get interesting photos. So I was told about the lower part of the hill there. There's some residential areas, not too many people live there, and I was told about some sightings and stuff in that area. So one of my drives to town, we had to do a few town runs, ice and stuff. Not that ice. Uh, so yeah, they told me about this particular area, and so I had to stop and take a picture. And luckily there's a sign there. Actually, the sign is down on the ground. It's probably for a reason. And I took a picture down that road. It was just daytime, and I was going through the picture, and there's a stump. We'll call it a stump squatch for now, because yeah, I don't know. It's just a really pretty good stump squatch. Looks like a big, and I actually sent it to a few people, and they're like, "Whoa!" They had some questions, and I was able to answer those questions. So now the thing would be, because I'm checking it out after the fact, I can't go there and do a follow up. The thing would be, maybe next time someone goes up there, maybe they could stop by there, see if that tree is there or that stump is there, and then yeah, if not, then I'll just do it the next time I head up that way. Hopefully it's soon, but it looks pretty good. I don't know, we'll see, and we'll share it too. I'll throw it in one of the videos, sometimes like that, stuff like that that's not confirmed, or is most likely, because it does look a little weird, but it does look pretty squatchy. um Very interesting. So yeah, we'll put it up in the video. I think it's worth sharing that. You see, let's see, Jackie is saying I put up the video of my daughter playing Blackbeard on flute. Yeah, I seen, let's see, oh yeah, no, I seen some sort of school. I don't know if it was a school, what do you call it, recital or something. I seen you posted that. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. Let's see. Playing Blackbeard on her flute for Sasquatch. For her efforts, we heard an 800-pound crow call that ended with a pig like snore. Yeah, yeah, that's what I call it, TR. Drive by squatching. Exactly. That's what I call it. And so yeah, I was able to use actually the pad. The pad has pretty good quality video also. And so since my phone was all full of data, I couldn't record much. I was able to get little clips, and that's why you'll probably be seeing little short clips of stuff. But I was able to use the pad, and that came in handy. So yeah, big much love to Vaudevillain again for those 10 bones. And that's cool that that popped up. I think that's the first time I've ever. No, it's not. I seen when Jackie did it last time. She got some memberships for everyone, which is super cool. And yeah, even day before yesterday, I think there was a speed chase going by. I almost caught part of it. Actually, they didn't drive our part of Olympic Boulevard, but they were all over Olympic. What up, Kaz? Much love to you too, bro. Much love to everyone out there. So yeah, I found it very interesting. A lot of similar stuff that Toby Johnson, right, and his queen reported on that Bluff Creep is stuff that we experienced. There's a little some sort of light anomaly they captured on thermal also, and I know we know exactly they were up at the cell site. You know, it was super cool to see them there. Too bad they didn't go down to Louse Camp and find the epic swimming hole there. They would have really enjoyed that. But yeah, you know, once you keep going up there, you start finding little, you know, little things that you're like, oh, I wish I could have done that last time, or you know. But I do want to make it up to Oak Ridge, see what's going on up that way in Oregon. Eventually, one of these days, we'll make it up that way. But yeah, I won't hold you all hostage. We gotta go get a bite to eat. It's a little past 10 o'clock here. Thank you all for hanging out. Let's see, I did a interview video at one of your TP spots with the dude. Yeah, I seen that. I think the guy that you showed, he was taking video also. And I wonder if that's, let's see, so this is on the 24th, coming out in October on his channel. Yeah, feel free to share his channel. I think it's the guy that, you know, he was checking out he was calling them fairy houses. Yeah, right on. And y'all check out Diesel. He's in New Jersey and he's constantly pumping out stuff and he does great work. I think, you know, Diesel, you're out there, bro. And TR, if you got any, man, if there's any experiences, we'd love to hear from you. We'll get the studio back up and running eventually. But you know, we could do one-on-one here on YouTube also. If anyone ever wants to got some videos coming out tonight, even. I'm telling you, Diesel is on fire. So yeah, go get your Bigfoot fixes with Diesel. And eventually maybe we'll be back on that level where we're in the woods daily. But yeah, no, TR, anyone else out there got any pictures or videos of stuff or just any experiences? We are interested. Let us know. Even if it's you know, orbs of light or who knows, everyone's talking Dogman and stuff. We'll listen to that. But yeah, no, definitely the Bigfoot we are very passionate about. And there goes the hot link again from Diesel. All right, much love, everyone. Y'all stay. Let's see, a lot of friends in High and Palm. Yup. Say things are happening. Wow. Yeah, what did we get? Actually, there was a report recently out of Burnt Ranch. If you go to the Bigfoot Mapping Project site, um, it was at a Burnt Ranch. They probably took off the little dot now, but if you go into their archives, I'm sure you could find it. But that was out of, I think it was this month too. So Burnt Ranch. And then you got High and Palm. That's super cool to hear stuff coming out of there. Even way back in the day in the Bigfoot Museum, you could see, I think they got some tracks, some stuff out of High and Palm. And High and Palm's got a strange missing persons case. We've talked about, I forget, what was his name? And they never found him. Actually, I helped the sister hand out flyers for the case when I was staying up that way. But they said they just found footprints leading from, I think, the house to a pond that they had on the property, and the footprints ended there, and that was it. They never found the dude, and he was a big guy. Yeah, maybe we'll touch. I think we did a recap on that case, so Check out some of the old live streams if you'd like. We get into all sorts of weird stuff, and we're gonna get that going. We're gonna get that going again. The train is here, folks. All aboard. Grab your luggage and your tickets. Let's see if it does the choo-choo again. Can you choo-choo for one more time for us, train? Chaparral Mountain. Mountain between Burnt Ranch and High and Palm. There you go. See, I'd love to check that out, man. Next time I'm up that way, if we could go check it out. And especially if you got friends that got private property. And believe me, I got some credentials, bro. I've been handed keys to many properties up that way. So yeah, scared silly. Much love to everyone. We'll see y'all in a bit.